Alright, so today we're talking about CSS positioning, alright, the position property. So I have my HTML, the border page setup, I have my CSS file, so I'll be able to link it using the link element here. Alright, so let's go ahead and just build some. So just go ahead and build div. I'll call this card1 class, give it a class name of card1. Alright, so look at this, we have 5 different positions. So the CSS positioning determine how an element is positioned in an HTML document. Alright, so determine how an element is placed, where and where it's placed in relation to the flow of the page. Alright, so determine how element is placed in relation to the flow of the page, whether an element to remain in a point where it is scrolled or to move at the element the web page is scrolled, and so on and so forth. So we have like 5 different position type. Alright, so we have the statics, we have the relative, we have the absolute, we have the sticky, then we have the fixed. Alright, so we look at this properly. So the final result of positioning is determined when defining one or more type or more of top. So position, when once you add a position property on a particular element, alright, you must add the direction. Either you want it to be position top, bottom, left, or right. Just adding the property, position property, without indicating the direction you want it to be positioned, it will not work. Alright, so don't forget the final result of positioning determined when defining one or more of top, right, bottom, or left. Please take note. Alright, so this is it. This will receive a text called paragraph here. So static. So the first one is static. I just want to do boxes, then show you how they work. Static like this, or a bit like this, static. So let's start this. Alright, we'll come here. Dot card one. Want to have a width of 100 px, height of 100 px. Give the background color. So let me see this. I'm gonna run into my browser and see what they have. And this what I think this is perfect. So I want this to sit in the middle of the page. So for me to do that, I'll add the display button flex. I want the text, this statics, to sit in the middle. Alright. First of all, I even want the text to be white. So I'll put color here. Color white. So it's now white. Alright, so I want this to stay in the middle here, not just the middle top, the middle as in the focal point. So you come here, we have display, flex, then add the justify. So justify content, you see center. So you should, by adding the center, it will move it to the middle above. I see it, I move it to the middle above. So if you want it to move to the middle in terms of the center of this box, why the align item center like this. So to have this, I see that perfect. So this is what I want. So I'm going to create boxes like this in 5 places. Alright, so then edit them. I'll come here, I'll call this card 2. Then the next is the relative positioning. Come here, I'll call this card 3. I'll call this absolute. So I'll come here, card 3, card 4. I'll call this fixed. And same thing, card 5, call this sticky. So let me run this on my browser. I'll have something like this. Let me go and add this CSS styling here. I'll come here. So I just have to duplicate this. Also, just change the card number and change the background color. Alright, so I'll just come here. So this is for card 2. Then I'll change the color to different color. I can call this blue. If I run this will apply to the relative now. Okay, let's see that. So I'll do this for all of them. relative E. Alright, so let me go and add the margin so that they're separated. Alright, we'll come and add margin here. So there's a space between the two boxes. 10 px, one like this. Yeah, it should be like this. So we'll come and add the same thing. Margin 10 px. Alright, so let's now duplicate this, change the card numbers on the background for the remaining cards. Three, card 3. Don't forget the card number relates to what you have in your HTML. So card 3, I'll change this to red. So run this here. Control C. We have the card 4 X. Copy this like this. So change this to yellow. This is the card 4. And so last is the sticky. Brown. 5. Alright, so we have this here. We successfully styled them. So we're going to add the position property here, and we're going to see the effect. Alright, so first of all, begin with the first property called the static. The position of static. The position of static is the default property of every element. It's what I call it like a follow com property, follow com position of every element. Alright, so every element you see on the web page has a position, a CSS position of static. So if I come in, the first one, I come and add card 1, which represents the static here. So I come and add card 1 here. See, let me run this on my browser. I see position. So static. Like I say, you must add the direction you want it to be positioned for it to work. Say top of 0. So extreme top. If you reload this here, see there's no change on this static. No change because static is the default position of element. Alright? Default position of element. So there's no change on this static. So next we'll be looking at the relative. Alright. So the relative positioning here, an element is moved slightly around its given axis. So movement with relative does not really is not really so pronounced. So it's just like the way you have there's an axis, the element has an axis, so it moves slightly around the axis. Slightly. Alright, so let's work with this. Let's come to card 2 and say okay, position relative like this. Alright. So like I said, for the position to work, you must need to add the direction, either top, bottom, left or right. So here positioning, the element is moved slightly around its given axis. Alright. So the position is not really so pronounced. The move is not really pronounced. Alright. So if we say okay, I've added relative property here. Now I want to add the movement. I can say okay, top of 0. I can say left of 5 px. There's something more notice about the positioning. Alright, the relative is and the relative is about the relative position. And what you need to notice is this: whatever direction you add to the relative positioning, like you have the position relative here, you have the direction, the top and the left. Alright, so you want it to move top left. Alright, so whatever direction you add here, the relative position works opposite to that direction. Like here, you say you want it to move top left, alright, but in reality, it's going to move bottom right. So whatever direction you put, it moves the opposite of it. Like look at this now, top left. Look at this place. So we expect this to move bottom, then to the right. Alright, bottom, then to the right. So that's what positioning. That's how the relative positioning behaves as regards its direction. So whatever direction you put in, you put either top, bottom, it goes the opposite of it. Please take note, it goes to the opposite of it. So you come here, reload this. I see that. So let me add Okay, let me say 5. You come here. I see that. So instead of going to the top, it went to the bottom. Instead of going to the left, it went to the right. So you see, so that's how the relative positioning works. It just moves elements slightly around a given axis, and the direction goes opposite to what was stipulated. Please take note. So the third is the absolute. All right, the absolute position. Here, the absolute positioning, you can move an element to any other part of the web page you want it to be. All right, I'll come and add the position here of absolute. Okay, direction. I want it to move to the top. 0 px, so extreme top. Then right. Alright, 0 px, so extreme right. I seen this. So this position, it will move to any, like right on this web page now, because since the position is not, this absolute position is not added in relative to any other div or any other positioning, is going to move whatever position, whatever direction add to it is going to move in relative to the web page. All right, like this. So we have the absolute here. I added top right. So we're going to see, going to move to the top right of the web page. Let's load this and see. I seen that it has moved to the top right of the web page, and the space here has been replaced. Please take note. All right, so we move to the top right of the web page. So we're going to go next to the, so when you want to move an element around, completely position it around in a different environment, different part of the web page, use the absolute to do that. Alright, and also this will also work related to other elements. Let's say this absolute div, this div that is on the absolute position is inside another div. You can move it in relative to that div. Alright, so we'll get to that maybe or some other class. Alright, so we'll come here, we'll have the 4. So the cat 4 is for the fixed. Alright, from the word fixed, you have an idea of what it does. So you have the fixed here, position of fixed. Here the element is fixed in a particular position. Alright, fixed. I'll select the fixed at the bottom right. Alright, so bottom right, bottom 0 px, then right 3 px. I see this. So this will go to the bottom here, fixed. Reload this. I see this. And it will be fixed here. And there's something I need to show you. Let me say add. Let me add other elements here. Sorry, let me just add another element here. I want to show you something. 1, 2. Alright, so let me run this. I just want to do something. I'm going to stay and do it. I see. The absolute can still, when elements of absolute is still moves in relate, you can still move when you scroll. But when an element is on the fixed, I see that it's not moving, you just position in a particular place. It's not moving at all. I see this. It's not moving at all. Alright? It's not moving at all. So you just place there. It's like you just stamp there and glued there. But when element is on the absolute, alright, it can still move when the page is scrolled. Please take note. Alright. So the fixed will just remain fixed. So let's go ahead and let me take this. Alright, so the next is the sticky. So the sticky is an hybrid positioning. So it's a mixture of both the relative and the fixed positioning. Here, element is fixed, but can move slightly around its axis. Alright, so here the element is fixed, but it can move slightly around its axis. So the sticky is a mixture of both um relative, like I said, and fixed. Alright, so it's fixed in a position, but it can move slightly, alright, in a given place before being fixed. Please let's take note of that. Thank you very much.